Welcome back. Almost through the week. This is the Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022 edition of the Today Things for Things You Might Have Heard, not the full issued podcast, videocast. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. I'm going to give you in 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, because when you take the news out, it's a really quick bind. The things, the today things, the extra things, the things that stretch on the filler, if you will. We'll have your birthdays, we'll have your celebration day, and one more thing out the door. Now, if you want to get the news for today, this is obviously being recorded well ahead of time for the Thanksgiving holiday. Check out our website. This is aconversationproject.com. We'll bring it up again in a moment. And make sure you're signed up for our newsletter. And in the newsletter, you'll get the emails with the listing of all the news for the day, because it's easier to post them and go than to actually try to record something, because who knows how time's going to work. And like we said earlier, if you watched our previous things, our internet activity, our internet connectivity is going to be kind of weird for this week where we're not in our normal location. Unlike right now. Here's the bookcase. Here's what's going on. Let's get on to the today things, the things that I don't want to make sure you missed out, because I want to make sure that we put some SEO into our feed. Starting off with the birthdays. Birthdays for November 23rd include Maxwell Caulfield, who is 63 years old today. Who is Maxwell Caulfield? He is a very successful British actor who, if you remember back in the day, Grease 2, that was him. That's the only thing I can think of that he was in, but his birthday is today. We're going to celebrate it. We got to pull ahead of time. It's hard to put these things up that far ahead. So Maxwell Caulfield is a birthday for today. Someone I know you know and love, Robin Roberts, who got her name playing college sports, made her way in ESPN for sports journalism, and now running the show on ABC's Good Morning America. Robin Roberts kicking ass on that show and doing things and showing those other dudes how it's done. Robin Roberts turning 62 years old on the day. Robin Roberts and Michael Strahan both getting birthdays this week. That's pretty cool. And Miley Cyrus, the big 3-0 today. You can officially feel really, really old now that Miley Cyrus is officially in her 30s as of today. Today, we celebrate Drinksgiving. What is Drinksgiving? Drinksgiving is a day before Thanksgiving where a lot of people come into town to be with family and friends, but try to avoid said family and friends by going to local bars and drinking up with other family and friends that they're not there to meet out with. So Drinksgiving is a great night for people who show up for town a day early, don't want to be settled down with time with the actual fam, and will go out to the bars to get lit up and basically prepare themselves for all the hell that is going to be the next couple of days of Thanksgiving. Drinksgiving is a thing. Celebrate as you want to, but make sure you are, of course, don't drink and drive, be safe, get an Uber, get a Lyft, get some other way to get home, and Drinksgiving to your heart's content. One last thing out the door, one last thing you might not have heard of. How old is old? Research finds that for most Americans, old age is not heralded in as a particular birthday, but rather by how a person acts. In particular, people who still shop for themselves or take care of their own household chores, less likely to be perceived as an old person. A study, Oregon State University did the study, found that the ability to participate in certain activities such as buying groceries or attending medical appointments serve as a means of identifying whether someone is old. The research was based on interviews for people in their late 80s, their family members, and paid caregivers. So this is not about the young feeling old, not Miley Cyrus feels old because she's 30. This is about people actually aging. And what we have here is, what we're finding is people who can actually do things up until their 70s and 80s and move around, they don't consider themselves completely old. People who have more issues and need more help, they consider themselves old. I work with a lot of older people, just ironically, because I work in education, a lot of older people are the knowledge well they're there. They move around fairly good. They do what they can, do whatever. I interact with a lot of older people at church and in my other organizations, and they move around. The older people move around much better than me, a technically younger person, can do. Age is not only of the mind, but it's also in your activities. And if you feel like you still have the ability to get around and do things, then trust me, you are not old. I can also say, trust me, and talk about our website, which is thisaconversationproject.com, home to the Conversation Project. And as we are away this week for good tidings and cheer, make sure you stop by the website to see the things that you're missing. So look at old videos of the longer versions of things and find links so you can get onto those things as well. Get signed up for the newsletter so you don't miss out on the news, and make sure you're signed up for the video cast or the podcast so that next week when we're back in full swing, you don't miss out on the news recycle, the things we do, the top stories from the day previous or the weekend to go forward for your water cooler talk. And with that, let's wrap it up for this Wednesday, the 23rd of November, 2022, in the recorded edition of Today Things You Might Have Heard. Remind you to stay hydrated, stay limber, and stay on task for all the grand things you are meant to be here for, including recorded videos. I'm Jay Clifton Payne from the folks behind the Conversation Project. I want to thank you for being here with us, and let's do it again, recorded-wise, on Thursday.